Hello and welcome to the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. I am Hiral Dadia. What a day of trade that we witnessed on Dalal Street. It's a clear bloodbath, a clear bloodshed, carnage. Probably wealth worth almost 11 lakh crores is something that has got wiped out in a single day of trade. We've seen a sharp correction in today's session. In fact, if you see the volatility as well, that also spiked. And the kind of spike that we saw on the volatility index is something that we need to see because it was at a 10-year high. We hit levels of almost 41. One reason was again on account of the weekly options expiry as well. Overall, if you go to see, clearly it's the sharpest correction that we've seen. We've already entered the bank market, bear market on the Nifty and Sensex. In fact, biggest one-day fall in absolute terms that we've seen on the benchmark indices. Nifty ended at almost a 32-month low. In fact, we saw cuts of almost 8.9% after it hit an intraday low of almost 9,508. In fact, if you see, Nifty has declined the most since the 24th of October 2008, and this is, I'm talking in percentage terms. Sensex as well, it fell over almost 3,150 points on the intraday trade. However, it ended at a 2-year low, and in the last 7 trading sessions, if you go to see, Nifty is down almost around 15%. In fact, 27 stocks on Nifty 50 ended at a 52-week low, whereas all stocks ended in the red, seeing cuts in the range of almost around 3 to 15%. And if you see on Sensex as well, 16 out of the 30 Sensex constituents ended at a 52-week low. So you can understand the kind of mayhem that we've seen on the benchmark indices on the large cap space. Bank Nifty as well, in intraday trade, that Bank Nifty was down almost around 10% in trade, and that's the most that we've seen in 8 years. However, we ended with cuts of almost 8.9%, below that 24,200 mark on Bank Nifty. Broader markets as well, major mayhem coming in on that front. Mid-cap index ended at a 39-month low. And if you see in terms of sectoral indices as well, all sectoral indices ended at a 52-week low. Clearly at the PSU Bank Index, which was the top losing sector, down 13%, which was then followed by Nifty Media, Metals, as well as the auto space. Real estate also was trading under pressure. PSU Bank Index saw a record low. Auto Index ended near a 6-year low. You had mining stocks that slipped, sugar stocks that tumbled in trade. In fact, overall, if you go to see, the market breadth was clearly in favor of the declines. Now, a couple of things that we need to understand over here is to what were a few of the reasons that have led to this kind of a sell-off in today's market. Number one, you have WHO who's come out and said that coronavirus is a pandemic. That's one of the reasons why we are seeing this kind of a slump coming in across global markets, and no one is spared right now. So you have US, which is weak, you have European markets which are weak, and the same has been trickling down to our Indian domestic markets as well. Secondly, there are travel bans as well. You have Trump who's come out and said that there will be a travel ban for the next 30 days with regards to a European market, citizens traveling. And apart from that, you have travel bans that have come in our country as well. So that's something which is having an impact. Moving away from that, you have our government who suspended all tourist visas until the 15th of April. Trump has suspended travel from Europe to US, and UK, however, has been exempted. Oil, something which has been slumping as well, that's having an impact wherein, because US has banned travel from Europe, so that's again which is having an impact on the oil markets. FIs have continued that unabated selling. In fact, in the month of March itself, FIs have sold worth around 20,000 odd crores. And if you see the uncertainty that has been created in the bond markets on the back of that entire Yes Bank fiasco is something which is hurting. Global market sell-off, again, that's hurting. So these are few of the factors that we have been highlighting which have been impacting our markets and creating this panic selling as well. Let's quickly highlight few of the stocks. Nifty 50 top losers, you had BPCL, SBI, Yes Bank as well as Vedanta, whereas on BSE 500 you had companies like Adani Power, Motherson Sumi, Glenmark, Wockhardt. These were the few of the top losers. There were a few gainers on BSE 500, Tata Power, Himadri Speciality, Lakshmi Vilas Bank, ITD Cementation. To name a few, these were counters which ended actually in the positive terrain in spite of this kind of sell-off that we saw. There were, in fact, as we mentioned, 27 stocks on Nifty 50 that ended at a 52-week low. To name a few, Axis Bank, Bajaj Auto, Coal India and GAIL. Whereas on BSE 500, you had stocks like Adani Gas, Advanced Enzymes, Amara Raja that ended at a 52-week low. Very interestingly, on the movers and shakers, and I think there were no newsmakers that actually moved on the back of news, but you had stocks like ONGC which ended at a 16-year low, Tata Motors which ended at an 11-year low, HDFC Bank interestingly ended at a 16-month low. You had SBI which ended at a 4-year low, and SBI was down almost around 26% in the last 7 days. Jewelry stocks also plunged in trade, and this was mainly because the gems and jewelry exports have dropped almost 20% in the month of February, and you had aviation counters that ended lower on the back of the travel ban due to coronavirus. Hotel stocks also like Lemon Tree Hotels was something that was impacted again on the back of the dip that we're expected to see on tourism and travel. So overall, the bloodbath has continued. No one has been spared in this kind of a market. And clearly, it's not only it's not only benchmark indices, it's across the globe, across sectors, across parameters where we've seen selling pressure. And clearly, we've reached a peak with regards to where the panic is concerned globally. There are a lot of advice that is coming in that yes, probably these are good valuations where one could be entering the markets. There are sector specific approaches that you can make, stock specific approaches that you can make for the markets if you are sitting on cash. But someone who has invested at this current point in time needs to be invested and not sell, and not sell out of panic at these levels. But overall, again, the worst fall in history that we've seen on the Sensex. Nifty again ended below that 9,600 mark. That's all that we have in the post market update. For more updates during the day, you could subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching.